morning, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time zone it is for you. I'm Lae Dee, and I'm here if you would like to introduce yourself. Hello, hello.
Oh, I'm Krimbo, and I'm big and I'm loud and I'm very intelligent. Nice to meet yous.
Hello, I'm ChiChi. I'm small and I'm green, and it's very nice to meet y'all.
ChiChi is small but adorable. Adorable and extremely talented. Extremely talented.
Travel sized.
Travel size.
Travel size, indeed.
Alabama raid.
Alabama. Oh.
Oh,
You get raided by Alabama.
by the state of Alabama?
There's a, it's a little more weirder than that. If you care for me to tell you.
Oh,
I
do
do.
tell.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's-
okay. So, me and False are co-workers. We're gender bends of each other, our designs, pretty much.
Right? You're right.
And sometimes I like to say we're like siblings. Therefore, chat sometimes since we tend to stream one after the other on the same channel. Tend to do an Alabama raid. You know what Alabama's known for.
Okay.
As one, yeah.
I always thought that was like a West Virginia sort of thing, but yeah, maybe that too.
Yeah, as a small blue gremlin, Vivi-chan the dragon would say, incest is wincest. Therefore, we have Alabama raid.
There's not too much to do in Alabama, is there?
Oh God!
You're gonna find fun where you can find it, I guess.
It's a family raid.
Just,
Oh. Well, today we are going to be talking about school lunches, mainly our experience with the US of A school lunches, because that's the only school lunch I've ever had in my life. Crappy or sad excuse of school lunch.
I want to hear the highlights of your experience. There's got to be something
It's
that's like
so sad.
okay.
Oh, listen, I was talking about it a little while because, the reason why I started this topic, why I reached out, was because last week, every morning when I woke up, I just looked at my fridge and I would be like, man, remember what I would eat for lunch at school? I'm so grateful I'm not in school anymore. Public school, like elementary to high school, system, because I'm like, damn, I ate like shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, how about what were let me go back. What was the name a highlight from like we all know what public lunches are like in the U.S. school, but what's a highlight?
Yeah. What was something that you just remember that was decent that maybe you want now? Because I'm thinking about stuff that I had back then that I would enjoy right now. Is there anything? Nothing?
Maybe the honey mustard.
Oh.
Just the honey mustard that I would get.
What?
They would charge me 75 cents.
Mhm.
Sad.
Dang.
Dang.
For me, I think the best thing was either Sloppy Joe or Taco, because it was like hard to mess those up. Sloppy Joe is like always Sloppy Joe. It's like, especially if they get like the manwich stuff, then it's just gonna taste. It's gonna taste like meat frosting on a bun.
Meat frosting.
For me, I think it had to be the Ribwich Day. We'd have
You had ribwitches?
We had
What is
ribwiches.
what is a ribwich?
It's so they. I guess they were technically ribwiches, but they were basically meat cut out into the shape of ribs, and they'd have this barbecue sauce on
Like
it,
a
and they'd come out
McRib.
of bum. Like a McRib. It's like a McRib.
McRib. Oh,
And
okay.
and when it was rib day, you can bet that everybody was lined out the door. Well, they were always lined out the door, but they were especially lined out the door.
Did you have you ever just eaten a ribwich? Like, ever gone to say McDonald's and gotten a McRib with no sauce on it, and just see what that meat tastes like?
That's
It's-
basically what they were, because they had
Yeah.
very little to no sauce.
Yeah, it
Oh.
tastes like foam. It tastes like
It's
foam.
just it's just substance. It's literally
Yeah.
just substance.
It is just a vehicle for sauce and
Mhm,
pickles if you're lucky. But I don't think
Yeah.
I think we did have ribwitches, but I don't remember caring about them too much because they didn't have onions, they didn't have pickles, so they were
Mm.
just okay. But pickles and onions with a little bit sour, a little bit of onioness, that elevates it for me.
You had onions in school lunch?
No.
Oh.
The Red Witches did not have onions. This is why I don't
Yeah,
like
no,
red.
I'd be lucky if it had like enough sauce that didn't just get absorbed by the bun. Like,
Yeah.
it's just...
Dude,
Whoa.
you know what's funny? Yeah, speaking of which, school had convinced me that lima beans were awful. And I went
Lima
to
beans?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went to a diner
No.
and I was just like, they have lima beans here? Who serves lima beans? No one likes lima beans. I'm going to order them and see if lima beans are as bad as I remember. And they were so good. They're really good lima beans. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I could like lima beans.
Because they absorb flavor. They absorb
Yeah.
flavor really, really well, but they never put flavor into them.
Yeah,
No,
it's,
they just absorb the sadness of
And they just absorb the anxiety that comes from school.
that
school
and the paint off
lunches.
the walls.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Though I did like that they have strawberry milk at if you could get it. That was like one of the rarest things was getting strawberry milk at school because that ran out so quick.
I remember, you know how like the milk cartons had different colors? Like there was chalky milk, chocolate for brown for
Brown,
chocolate,
the
pink for
blue.
strawberry, the blue and the red. I thought I never like in all my years of like going to school, I never really got those cartons of milk just because like the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, pink means pink milk, brown means brown milk, and then I'm like, maybe blue means blue milk. What the fuck is blue milk?
You never
And
got
I just
it
like
to find out?
No. I would always ask my friends. I'm like, what is that? They're like, oh, it's low fat milk. But like, I never understood it at the time because I was like dumb elementary school brain, and I was like,
That kind of tells me that you're maybe the type to play it safe. If
oh,
you
for
weren't
sure.
like, blue milk, I'll have that right now just to find out, you know. You're probably, no. You try the blue milk, I will watch.
Yes. If you vomit or like have a like you know like a waterfall of diarrhea, I'll watch.
Yeah, you're not going to be subjected to that. I put myself on the front line, though. What I enjoyed, actually, was they had cartons of juice. Like, the best one was grape juice, and they would be frozen. And so they'd be slushies. They'd be like little carton slushies. Not your thing?
I don't like grape.
You don't like grape?
No.
You are grape.
No.
I'm looking at you, and you're grape flavored.
No.
Is it you don't support cannibalism, is what you're telling me?
No.
Fair enough.
Well, I feel like grape and grape flavored things, grapes themselves and grape flavored things are completely different animals. Like they are almost
Yeah.
incomparable, unless it's like grape juice,
Like-
unless it's something like grape concentrate. Because yeah. Because unfortunately for me, like whenever I see grape flavored stuff, I always associate it with cold medicine. Because that's stuff. Because because I got colds like all the time when I was a kid, and so like I would always have to take cold medicine, and so like I associated like grape flavoring with cold medicine. So I always like whenever there was grape flavored stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't want it. I don't want the purple.
I would do the same thing. Honestly, when I was like a lot younger, purple was I hated the color purple
Why?
because of
Really?
like the medicine stuff.
Oh.
I would be like disgusting purple.
Lae Dee, did you see that video where the guy takes rubber gloves and processes them until they're grape soda?
Wait, what?
I've seen the rubber gloves processed into hot sauce.
Well, there's a
What?
chemical compound in latex that is the same compound that is in the flavoring in grape soda. And so through a painstaking process, he breaks down into the chemical to make grape soda.
Is it Niles Red?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. This is like fun to watch.
What? What?
This is chemistry guy. He's like post grad chem student. He has his own lab and he makes like YouTube videos. And he's like, I haven't watched the grape one, but I know like the special main ingredient like hot sauce is capsaicin, right? And he could convert the chemical structure, like isolate a chemical structure from the like nitrile or plastic in the gloves, and be able to convert it, with additions of other ingredients through series of tedious, meddlesome, don't fuck it up reactions.
Yeah, I would die.
Oh.
I do die.
I could barely handle a hot pocket, let alone chemical
pocket?
reactions. Yeah. They get all frozen on the inside, nuclear on the outside, and I die.
Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
Back to school. Well, did you guys eat anything in science classes? Like, I think we had
Cookies.
squid once.
Squid?
We had cookies.
Oh, did you do the thing where you dissected it and then you ate it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
we dissected
we did
squid and we
too.
ate the squid.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we did that with squid and we also did it with clams.
No.
You trusted
Barbones.
that?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
basically,
I was a kid, so I was just like, whoa, this is new and cool. School would never murder me.
yeah.
They'll get in
Well,
trouble if I die.
Well, when it was in high school when we did it, and basically what it was is that you could basically just get it from like fish shops and stuff like that, and then you just dissect it, and then you cover it in like panko, and then we'd fry it, and then eat it that way.
Oh.
So we wouldn't be eating like raw clam or raw squid or anything like that. It's
No,
just
no,
we would
'cause,
deep
like,
fry it and eat it.
I thought it'd be like, because like I've dissected like frogs and lamb eye, but like we don't eat it.
Yeah. Well, you can't eat that because it's like soaking in formaldehyde.
Yeah.
So it's like that's literal poison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. Kids at home, do not eat formaldehyde. I've
No.
tried
Don't
it.
eat
Not worth it.
formaldehyde. No,
You
no,
will
no,
die.
no, no.
But yeah, no. Any other good? Like I know tacos were good, sloppy joes were good. Oh,
Tacos were
sometimes
stale.
they were stale, but they were better than the pizza. I hated the pizza. I know other people liked it. I did
No,
not
like,
like it.
The pizza, it's if there's a rainy day. Usually, I brought my own lunches for school lunches because sometimes, for me, it was the smell of stuff. Like I always said, like I'm still to a degree sensitive to smells, but like especially back then, I was really sensitive to smells. And so like the cafeteria would be like an overwhelming wall of like scent and
Oh,
overwhelmingness.
jeez. Stinky
And
kids and old food.
Honestly,
Mhm,
I-
And so like, oh, go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say, I remember I had to go like volunteering to like read to a group of kids in elementary school, and like the moment I stepped into that building, it just smelled of like childhood, and I was like gonna vomit because I'm like, why is the air so freaking thick in this place? It's disgusting.
You know what though? I will say this: when it's rainy and in the right space, and it smells like, because when kids like got out of the rain in kindergarten, and they would all it would smell like rain and mud and kid. But when I smell that again, I think of the calendar wall, and I remember just like staring at the calendar wall because we would put the weather stickers on the thing. And yeah, I have this distinct, and anytime I smell that, I have this really nice memory of enjoying the rain because I liked the rain. I thought it was, wow, today's different. It's interesting because it rained. It doesn't rain all the time. And then we get to put stickers on the calendar and they look all pretty and stuff. And I'm sure I'm soggy, but like we're all soggy. And so I have a very strong memory with that smell.
I think there's actually a name for that. Maybe not specifically for like kindergarten like rain smells, but there is like a specific name for the smell of like the earth after it's rained. I know it's like a German word.
Oh.
Start with a P? I don't remember.
I don't know if it starts with. Actually, it might. I'll have to look it up.
Like
What?
Pete, Patan, something
Shit.
Petan?
like that. Oh, I want a pecan. You know what? School never gave me a pecan. And
A
never
what?
a pecan pie.
Oh, pecan pie.
Or pecan or pecan.
Yeah. Did you guys have the Jello cups?
Oh, Jolly knows what
Yes.
it is.
Mm.
Pet.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Petrichor?
How do you even
Petrichor.
say that
Petrichor.
word?
That's what it is. Petrichor.
Oh.
I can't even say that word.
That's
Petrichor.
right. Thank you, Jolly.
Like a dolly. Oh,
You were saying, lady?
Oh, yeah.
I think I was remembering back to like the last time, like when you were talking about squid. It was like the last time I had like anything related to like seafood. Once again, was in elementary school, and it was like to celebrate like Chinese New Year or something, like some weird, like not weird, but like some like Chinese holiday. And it was like they were like trying to make their own like sushi or whatever, and they had like the bread envelopes and everything. And I remember coming home, and I had to stay home because like I had the worst stomach virus and just like shits everywhere, and I was like, Mom, I don't feel good.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh my god!
I don't trust anything from school lunches anymore. They got me at an
Don't
early
blame
age
you.
of distrust.
I don't blame you. They broke your trust.
Oh my! I would not take sushi from the school cafeteria. Let me tell ya. Oh my goodness!
I don't care if they said they brought a special guest. They didn't store it right. Oh, the double dragon, no! Disgusting.
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 You know what? The two things I also remember outside of school lunch was I remember frying up pumpkin seeds in class was cool. Those were good.
Ooh.
We did that because I think we carved pumpkins in class, and then we fried up the seeds and we ate the seeds. And I was like, wow, these are really good. I didn't expect them to be edible. I was like, seeds are edible? Like, that was a new concept for me as a kid. And then I remember cooking macaroons, or it's the coconut cookie. And I brought that to class because everyone's like, cook something of your culture or something. And I'm like, I think these are. I don't know. But it was my first time baking as a kid. I baked as a kid. My mom helped me.
That's so cute.
Little Krimbo, little small Krimbo making some macarons.
That's so cute.
I'm not cute anymore, so get over it.
Will you still make us macarons?
Okay.
What? Huh?
Will we still get macarons?
Yeah, I still get macaroons.
Nice.
But they'll be badass macaroons.
Fuck yeah.
There'll be little purple green ones.
No purples.
Oh.
No purples for Lady. Lady doesn't want purple. Lady doesn't want grape.
Okay.
It could be purple, but no grape.
Okay, no grape.
Ooh, maybe like ube.
Oh.
Oh, I love ube.
Dude, ube macarons. Oh man.
I've never had ube macarons. I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know if it is a thing, but I want it.
What ube things have you had?
Ube cake, ube ice cream, ube bread, ube sauce.
Ooh.
My favorite ube thing is it's not takoyaki, it's the other thing. It's the fish cake.
Oh, taiyaki.
Taiyaki, okay,
Oh,
taiyaki with ube filling and ube ice cream.
Yo, that sounds awesome.
It's
so
real
good.
purple, it's real good.
Oh.
To me, it tastes like advanced vanilla. Like, vanilla's okay, it's fine, whatever. But ube is like a custardy, like unctuous, like it's more rich. So, like, if I get a chance, I'll get ube. Oh, you go ahead. Sorry.
To me, it always tastes like cereal milk whenever I've had it. It always reminds me of like if it's in like a dairy
Fruity
thing.
Pebbles milk.
Yeah, it's like Fruity Pebbles milk.
Yeah, ube is good. Ube is really good.
Did you have breakfast at school? Did you have breakfast and lunch?
I usually just had lunch. Yeah, I usually just had lunch, but when I did get breakfast, it would be like these like bagel with egg and cheese.
Ooh,
Oh, what?
rich.
I do. Oh, yeah. I remember for breakfast they would have the ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah.
They had a version of that, but instead of ice cream, it was peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, like the little like pocket like ravioli things.
Yeah. It was just a little package of it, and then
Ooh,
I think the saddest fucking lunch that I would routinely eat, the thing I probably ate the most that was the saddest, was a pack of pizza flavored combos, and the Little Debbie raspberry swirl cakes. You know, they got the little swirl, and that was my favorite. When I didn't like when they had a lunch, I was like I hate tater tots. I hated tater tots, dude. I thought I hated tater tots.
Really?
They were just undercooked. They were undercooked. They were all like just greasy on the outside and raw in the middle. And I was like, "Fuck tater tots. These are awful."
Oh, I kind of liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I
like
kinda
when
like
they're
that.
deep fried when they're actually really crunchy.
You gotta get them crispy.
Yeah, no, they were just soggy.
Oh, you like the soggy tater tot?
Well, I guess
Well, like Like it was like it's like the saddest thing, right? It's soggy, but then when you find that like hidden like 1 millisecond of a crunch, like,
Oh,
yeah.
you're digging for treasure.
Yeah, I'm digging for treasure. Just that
I
1
got
second of crunch makes it all worth it in the end.
I get you. I get it.
The golden nugget.
I'm looking for the golden nugget.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
combos. Oh dang.
I watched Jamie Oliver before Uncle Roger took him to task. I watched Jamie Oliver go to these schools and be like, "You guys could make all this food for cheaper and fresh if you just did it this way." And all the lunch ladies were like, "No, we don't want to do a new thing. Don't teach us a new thing." And then they would learn. And I don't know, man. I really think a lot of school lunches, you could just make them like fresh. Like mashed potatoes is not fucking hard. It is. There's no reason you need prepackaged flake mashed potatoes that taste like nothing. You could just make them
Oh, they're so
out of
sad.
actual potato.
Like it
so
actually tastes like sawdust in your mouth. Like that is
Yeah,
the mashed potatoes I was served.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think I hated mashed potatoes because of it.
Oh, your family didn't cook mashed potatoes
really?
for you?
No, they never did mashed potatoes.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's sad.
wasn't-
Sad.
It wasn't until I started making them that I was like, oh, this is actually really good.
It doesn't taste like cardboard. It has the
It doesn't
texture.
taste like cardboard with sad gravy.
It has the texture of sandpaper in your mouth. Like it's this like liquidy, chunky stuff, but like
this
it's
awful
so
smell.
dry.
It's
It's
a
so
terrible
dry, and it
smell.
tastes like pencil shavings.
It does.
It tastes like I could distinctly remember it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
It's
texture
that
of
bad.
mashed potatoes is like that is something that doesn't leave you.
Momo. I had a friend. I was talking with my friend Haru yesterday about school lunches. Cause I told her about our club today. And she was like, "Oh, school lunch. I remember school lunch. It was great." And oh no, wait. I think no, she didn't say it was great. It was shit. Anyway, she had like free lunch. She had like free lunch, right? And as a free lunch student, she was required to have like a veggie, one fruit, and then one main thing. And having a like a what's it called? Having juice counted as your veggie or fruit.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
It doesn't, but okay.
And I was like, it's typical standards. Ah, yes.
Speaking of standards, I'm older than you guys, so I remember the food pyramid that was like, you need to eat the most rice and grains at the bottom. Like you need to fill up on rice and grains, like oils and sugars.
Damn,
with
that's
the very
shit.
top.
It's so changed over the years.
Yeah,
so
what?
much.
I want to see what it looks like now. Let me see.
I think now it's turned into a plate.
Oh,
Like it's not a triangle or anything. Like it's a plate, and it's like this is how many percentage of veggies should fill your plate, and stuff like that.
See, when I was growing up, they were like changing the pyramid halfway through. So at first it was like the classic, like the grains at the bottom, oil at the top, and it was like the different chunks like that. But when they were changing it, it turned into like these little slots on a pyramid. So instead of being like stacked up on top of each other, they kind of like were as like a prism of light kind of looking thingy. And it was like it would change based off of like your physiology, and so everybody would like print out a custom one.
I'm looking at this food pyramid, and I don't even think meat's on it. There's like no meat on it or at all. But yeah, they have fruits equal to vegetables, and I don't think that's right. Like
It's my plate now.
there's no way if you eat a ton of broccoli and you eat a ton of apples that the apples are going to be somehow better than the broccoli. There's no fucking way.
It's called my plate now.
My plate? Okay, let me see what that looks like.
I can bring it up.
Okay, yeah. But can we
There it
compare
is.
that to the food pyramid? Because that was
that's
what
very
they based
different.
that's what they based this, that's what they based everything on, was that pyramid.
Yeah, oils aren't even on here now.
They shouldn't be.
Mm.
You're not
Oh,
required.
yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
So yeah, you definitely need protein. You need like
Mhm.
iron and shit. But you can get that from like nuts and stuff. You don't have to eat meat.
And beans.
Grains is still pretty high, but they're saying whole grains instead of white grains. Yeah, there's a big difference.
I can't get the pyramid. Fuck.
And yeah, vegetables should be bigger than fruit. I disagree though. I think vegetables should be a little bit bigger than fruit is right here. I don't think they're that close. You know?
Pyramid. Yeah. Where's the pyramid?
Yeah, let's compare.
Yeah.
You don't need to see us, chat. This is more important.
This
This is important.
This is important, chat.
So yeah, before it was just like, shut up and eat your fucking grains.
Greens.
Eat
Yeah.
a fucking piece of bread. Shut the fuck up, kid. Can I say
Breads
that?
and
I'm
oats.
sorry.
No, yeah, you can say
Okay,
that.
I can say fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I forgot to check what my
Nah,
fuck
you're all
license
good.
was here.
I
Okay,
didn't know
still,
my
it's
fuck
intact.
list. Oh
My
god.
fuck license is intact.
Whoa, mama. Cuss all you want.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, junk food's not on there anymore. Even it's not even like a part of it at all.
Yeah, why is junk food part of the food pyramid? Like, the food pyramid is everything is necessary, so they're saying junk food's kind of necessary.
I think what they mean is that more like oils are kind of like, you know, like the good, like the kind that are good for your brain and stuff like that. And maybe they thought,
Your
well,
essential
this has
oils?
oil.
I think you could have all the essential oils that you want, right? Like omega-3s or whatever. Can you just have a shit ton of that?
Yeah, like in your fish.
Yeah, and your salmon.
You know what I didn't know? You know what I always thought? I thought if you ate fried chicken and there's a lot of fat in it or whatever, that you would get that fat. You would absorb all that fat and then you would get fatter, right? But it doesn't apparently work like that, and your body can't digest fat as easily as it can digest other things. So that's why, like, keto or whatever is like a bunch of fat diet, because your body cannot possibly process all that fat.
Mama.
Interesting.
Not that you should be eating a shit ton of fat, but like, it's not like you eat this thing and you gain that thing. It's not like a 1-to-1 thing. But but like, when I think of like white bread and stuff, that stuff is like dissolves so easily in your system that you like take all of it. So if I was like didn't have a lot of food and I wanted something that was high in like just absorb everything, it would be a highly processed thing like a white bread or something, you know.
Is Wonder Bread still a thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Wonder
You can
Bread's
still get
good.
Wonder Bread.
Really?
I think Wonder Bread, like, so when I have Wonder Bread, it's like dessert. Like you put
Is
it
it?
on peanut butter jelly sandwich, and it's like dessert bread. It's not good for any other kind of sandwich, in my opinion. You can put peanut butter and banana or marshmallow fluff. I think it's perfect as like a sugarless cake. That's what I think about it. It's like angel cake without the sugar.
It's air bread.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I haven't had Wonder Bread in years.
I remember we used to. I don't even think they're around anymore. There was this bread we used to get called Arnold's, and it was in like this white and blue plastic bag, and it was like these perfect squares of bread. And I remember that used to be like my go-to, like as a kid, and I would be like, "We got the Arnold's bread, let's go!"
That was me with pumpernickel. I felt like I was kind of boring as a kid. I always thought it was like, I was like one of those kids that was like, nobody likes vegetables like their lima beans or their Brussels sprouts or their pumpernickel, but I love that shit. I'm a cool kid.
Aww.
That was me.
I used to be a real picky eater when I was a kid. I didn't grow out of that until like middle school when I started learning how to cook stuff, and then I was like, whoa, this is cool. And that kind of helped me open up my palate to different flavors and stuff.
So I kind of was never really a picky eater because my grandpa was like real macho dude, and he was just like, I don't respect picky eaters. This is a restaurant. You eat what I give you. And like he cooked good food. But like I had a cousin come over and he's like only ate white foods. Like he only ate white Wonder Bread, he only ate white rice, and he only ate like all his foods were like white. It was really weird. And my grandpa's like, fuck off. You're eating this Hispanic food and this what's it called? Goulash.
You're gonna get some color in your buddy.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it.
And I'm like, I was this kid's so fucking lame. I'm like eating whatever my grandpa gives me. I'm like, I'm awesome. And my grandpa would be like, the burnt part's the best part. And I was like, yeah. And I would eat like burnt food and be like, yeah, manly burnt food.
Manly burnt food.
Yeah. But that stopped me from being a picky eater because I felt ungrateful if I said no. And at one point that backfired with me because my grandpa took me, I love my grandpa, he took me strawberry picking. And I went to a farm and I picked strawberries. And when I came home, he's like, how do you want to eat these strawberries? I'm like, strawberries and cream. And I didn't even know what that meant. I thought that's how everyone ate strawberries because I remember hearing it on the TV. So I said, I want strawberries and cream because that's how you eat them. And he gave me strawberries and cream cheese. And I was not expecting cream cheese. I was expecting like whipped cream. And I was so like, I wanted to throw up. I remember being a kid and being like, oh. And I also remember I hated milk and he made me drink milk and I would drink as much as I could. And, I'm almost gagging thinking about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just being forced to drink milk is like, I don't know, probably some kind of trauma with me where like, it just thinking about it is making me like want to gag.
Yeah, I remember as a kid they had us do that too. Like every dinner you have to have a glass of milk.
Never had that. Honestly, I always for me and my family, we just had soda.
Soda
At dinner, soda at lunch, soda for breakfast, soda.
How's can I ask a personal question?
Mm-hmm.
How's the teeth situation? I'll tell you. My friend had cola for everything, and she had to get extensive dental work.
Oh, yeah, I've had a lot of trips. Yep.
Yeah, the cola does a number on you.
Yep.
I didn't even drink soda until I was much older because I did not like carbonation, and so that kept me away from soda when I was growing up. Because I am horrible with carbonation. Like every time I drink something carbonated, it's like I always get really bad burps, and it always goes into my nose, and then it's just like the soda is burning my nose.
Yeah. With my house, they started buying everything in bulk, and so we had crates of off-brand cola. Yeah, we had just crates of it, and I remember drinking. I mean, this is awesome. We can drink all the cola I want. And I remember, like, in the first week, I'm like, I'm fucking sick of cola. I don't want to drink this stuff, and so I just stopped drinking soda because it was too available to the point where it was disgusting to me.
Oh,
supply and demand.
That's kind of lucky, though.
Yeah.
I never got tired of it. I was a glutton as a kid.
What's your favorite soda?
Right now?
Yeah.
Maybe Sprite.
Sprite's legit. I like it a little bit flat though. I don't like it too fizzy.
I like a fizzy. I don't drink so much soda anymore now though. Like in recent years, like in the past like half a decade, I don't really have it that much. It's to the point that like if I do have soda, it's like only when I like go out to eat, and when I do drink it, it like burns my mouth.
I want it with specific foods, I think. But a cola goes really good with like a burger and fries. It's just how it is.
I have tonic waters have grown on me. I have grown on tonic waters.
What's tonic water?
I like the flavor water, the flavor carbonated water.
Oh.
Has anyone
tried doing like carbonated like energy drinks, like they had like GG stuff?
I don't touch caffeine at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super sensitive to it. It's like whenever I get coffee and stuff like that, I always say, please make it decaf, because I am like hypersensitive to caffeine.
Oh.
Which sucks because I love coffee. Because I love coffee. Like I actually love the flavor of coffee. But the caffeine does such a number on me where I'm like, I have to get a decaf.
Well, they have advanced GG Ramoon flavor. I like Ramoon flavor.
Ooh, ramen.
You mean ramen?
Ramen. That's what I meant. I can't pronounce anything, especially Japanese stuff. I always forget it's like Ramune and not just Ramoon.
If you want some advanced Zinzin, don't forget to use code FALLS for 10% off. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, if I have to pick a soda that I always enjoy is like a homemade root beer or I go to a place that makes their own root beer. Like there used to be a place up north called Stewart's, and they give you like a burger with a thick ass pickle on it, and they had a draft root beer, and it's so good. It's just really good.
That is pickles are a thing that I've learned to really appreciate as I've grown up. Like I used to not like pickles at all, but now as an adult, when I say pickle, I'm like, oh yeah, give me that pickle.
Oh. I think a lot of my food changes were in elementary school because I think like I used to hate pickles because Mama D hated pickles.
Yeah.
And like no one I grew up with liked pickles until I overheard one of my crushes in the lunchroom. They're like, I love pickles.
Oh.
And then I was like, I love pickles too. And then I just started eating pickles with everything.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
I've had birch beer. I like birch beer. Oh, speaking of which, when I was a kid, I read about some tree stuff, and I read about sassafras, and they would make sarsaparilla out of sassafras, right? Well, I was in Virginia, and you could go get sassafras in the woods, and so I would go find sassafras root, and I would make tea out of it, or I'd suck on it. Like I'd clean it off the dirt, and I would just suck on sassafras root because I thought it was so cool that it had like that root beery kind of flavor.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you go out did you go out hunting honeysuckles too?
Yeah, I would totally honeysuckles.
Honeysuckles, let's go.
Lady, did you have honeysuckles?
Nope.
No. I should go.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, you go ahead.
So there are these flowers that, especially on the East Coast, the East Coast, you'll find them a lot, especially in the summertime. There are these wildflowers that grow in a lot of places, and you especially want to get them when they're like turning orange. And so what you can do is that you pick them off and you take the bottom of the flower, you kind of pinch it off a little bit, and you pull it out so that the stamen is coming out. And then once the stamen comes out, you'll see this little drop of nectar, and you can drink that. And that's why they call it a honeysuckle, because you can literally suckle out the nectar and honey from it.
It's good.
It's so good.
Why is there not honeysuckle flavored stuff?
Like candy?
That's a good
I'm sure there is.
Why is there like honeysuckle soda and like candy and like fruit snack or whatever?
Wait, the FDA doesn't approve of sassafras consumption anymore.
Oh my god, did I do damage? What? Did I do damage to myself?
What's wrong with sassafras consumption?
Sassafras.
You guys talk. I'm gonna look up what happened to sassafras.
Let's see.
Putting your tea with orange blossom? Ooh. Oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh. Did any of you have like I remember someone in chat earlier was saying something about Lunchables. Did you ever
I had Lunchables growing up.
Yeah.
They were like a sometimes food. They were like a treat that we would get sometimes.
Yeah.
I have a story about Lunchables.
Go, please tell.
So when I was a kid, I had to set up my Lunchables in like a very especially the pizza ones. I had them in this very specific way where I would make them all. I would make my two lunch pizzas, and then I'd make my dessert pizza, and then I would eat them all. And then one time, I don't know why, but I took especially long making it. And by the time I was done with it, they said, clean up, we have to go, and we have to throw out everything. And so I had to throw out my perfectly already made pizzas before I could eat them.
No.
And I remember being so sad that day. I remember crying after lunch because I was so sad that I couldn't eat my pizzas that I already made.
That's so sad.
Okay, I found out. Sassafras is banned by the FDA because of carcinogenic concerns.
Oh.
So if I die a little early, it's worth it. Sassafras. I was so, as a kid, I sucked on a lot of sassafras, so I might not exist.
No!
No, I'll be fine.
We need our Krimbo.
I think I'll be fine.
You better.
Better.
It's been a long time since I had sassafras.
No more sassafras.
I wouldn't even know where to find it.
It's in the woods. It's like it has a specific kind of leaf, and you just yank it up out of the ground.
Oh, interesting. I remember I used to I had to like very like. Did anyone ever get made fun of for their like home lunch?
No, but my Mimi's
really.
bad.
But you're what?
So, okay, so I can say, I think only once or twice did I have like a white bread sandwich with like bologna and mayo, and I wouldn't eat it. It was just so disgusting to me.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom would make me. What she would make me is she would make a ham and cheese sandwich with alpha sprouts and butter on it.
Oh.
And because she put the alfalfa sprouts on it because it was healthy for me. And I think she was right. I think that was a very healthy thing. But it made me like, kind of like I ate the sandwich, but I didn't super enjoy it. And then I'd get like a hot fucking tangerine that's been sitting in the bag all day. It was I didn't like tangerines because of that. I loved oranges. I loved sun-kissed navel oranges, but little hot tangerines did not like. And then I would have that, and then my mom had this like press that would press bread, and she would put jam in the middle of the bread and press it, make a little
like
pie out of it. Yeah, like a little uncrustable pie, and that was the best. But that was my favorite part. But I would look at these kids that were getting like Cheetos and fruit snacks and High C Punch and Ecto Cooler, and I was so fucking jealous. And I didn't have anything anyone would trade me because people would trade stuff, and I would just look at that stuff and go, "Fuck, this stuff looks so good. I want the packaged stuff. There's fucking cartoons on it. I want that." And but now I'm like, no, my mom did the right thing. She fed me really well, you know.
I would have like I used to be like having or I bring to school in these like containers that would like be somewhat okay to eat even after hours of it like not being hot. Would be like chicken adobo with rice.
What? That sounds so good.
That sounds amazing.
I remember one time I got yelled at though. Like one kid was like, "That's fucking disgusting. What is that stench?" And
what
then,
a dick.
Oh my
and then I never
God.
brought school, and then I just went on to conforming to the to buying my lunch.
You should have popped that kid and kiss her. Just smacked him right in the mouth. Be like, "You don't talk to me like that."
At least my food has seasoning.
Yeah.
I traded seasoned food to fit in with the cool kids. Bland kids, really.
In your schools, did your kids do like weird, gross stuff with their lunches?
Like what?
Like they would combine the foods into like these weird sculptures, or like try to put all the same stuff all into one plate and just make like this mountain of gross food.
I remember seeing that on like TV.
They would actually do it at my schools. Like they would actually do it, and I remember it was so disgusting. And I remember I would like gag at lunchtime because of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like that, I think I got some of my picky eaterism from that.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you either.
I do remember the thing I remember that reminded me of is in kindergarten. I remember kindergarten being huge. Like the lunchroom was huge. It was just like so many kids. At the school cafeteria was deafening. It was like the roar of children. And so we had this traffic light, this giant traffic light, and it would be like green and yellow would tell, "Hey kids, you got to be quiet," and then red be like, "Everyone has to be quiet." You remember that?
I remember that. We had one of those too.
Yeah, did you just remember that from back then?
Yeah, you just unlocked a memory.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I recall nothing.
You're cool nothing. You didn't have a shut the fuck up meter.
No. Shut the fuck up meter. Honestly, it sounds like what it was. No need to sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
That's honestly what they were. That's honestly
Shut the fuck up meter.
You know, that also reminds me, when I did kindergarten, I was friends with the lunch lady, and I don't know, I was just like, she's giving me food, she's so nice. And for Valentine's Day, I remember that was the only person I felt confident that liked me enough that I felt confident giving them a Valentine's Day card.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not that sweet. I turned out to be a rotten human being. So.
Oh.
But yeah, no, back then I was a sweet kid. And so yeah, for Valentine's Day, I was like, you're really cool, lunch lady. I think you're the best.
Did you guys do
Have
like
a
the
chocolate
Valentine's
bar.
Day parties in grade school where it's like y'all made like a whole bunch of Valentines for a class and you'd all put them in like their little Valentine bags?
Yeah.
I think the most would be like we make cards. You can put them in the hallway.
Oh.
But that's it.
Now, when I was growing up on Valentine's Day, for like at the end of the day, what we'd do like a Valentine's Day party, and so you know those boxes of like Valentines that you see in like Target and stuff like that. Basically, everyone would get those. Then you'd write one for everyone in your classroom, and then you'd give one to everybody. And it was usually like either it had a piece of chocolate or like a lollipop heart or something on it, and so everybody would give those out to everyone.
I do remember the lollipop hearts, and I do remember sometimes cafeteria lunch would have a special pink or like frosted Valentine's cake or something, and it was so exciting. It was like the most exciting thing to have a holiday, and cafeteria would be serving up some kind of like colorful dessert, and I would be like really happy.
I remember being Jello most of the time. I remember it would usually be Jello, and it would have like a little dollop of Cool Whip on it. And I remember
think we had sheet cake. I think we had a little sheet cake, just really thin sheet cake with like a little bit of frosting on a little heart drawn on it or something.
Oh, cute. I think we'd have like maybe some things like the kids would bring into class. Oh, that brought up a memory. But it's not a fun one.
No, that's the best kind.
Memory unlocked.
Yeah,
I was a crybaby in elementary school. And I was really shy and nervous. So when we were celebrating, it was like a party for something. I forgot what, but we were like having like little cupcakes. And I remember I had dropped my one cupcake because he's like, you can only have one. That's it.
Oh,
and I dropped it on my way back to my seat. And the teacher yelled at me. She's like, how could you make such a mess?
Oh my god!
And I started crying, picking up the cupcake on the floor. She's like, no, don't, you're making it more of a mess. I'm gonna go back to your seat.
That's horrifying for a kid.
God.
That's
I was
horrifying.
scared. I was so scared.
I'm sorry.
That's awful.
Jeez.
Just sipped on my juice.
I would have cried.
A little small. I did cry.
I would have been crying, definitely.
Yeah. And I would have resented whoever that was for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my god.
Little shy lady, little small lady crying over her spilled cupcake.
Oh, it's so sad. You know what? If I go time traveling, I'm going to put it on my list to time travel to your period and give you a new cupcake or save your cupcake from falling. I'm going to put that on my time travel list of things to do.
Like you. You exchange for like the sheet cake with the little bit of frosting.
Watch that, like, you turn out to be a warlord because they, like, that one little experience, like, kept you on the right path of not being horrible.
And, like, I see this really manly guy just come in and, like, save my, like, petite little cupcake. Puts it in my little lady, small baby hands. And it was just like, I know what I want to be when I grow up.
Evil.
I'm no longer lady.
Can I talk about why I don't like the pizza?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm actually interested.
Okay. Yeah, I remember kids like peeling off the cheese and eating just the cheese or eating just the bread or that was gross to watch.
Yeah.
But I remember like looking in the pizza and I was like, why does pizza not taste like pizza? Because like my marker of pizza was like Pizza Hut was the best pizza you could have. And I was just like, this doesn't taste anything like Pizza Hut. There's something wrong in here. And I remember seeing like big caraway seeds. And I'm like, what the fuck are these little caraway seeds? They look like bugs. And I remember chewing on one just to get the flavor. It tasted like rye, kinda.
Oh.
You know, I was like, why is this disgusting rye flavor in pizza when it's never in pizza? And so I was just like upset. And I still don't know why they put caraway seed in fucking school cafeteria pizza. I don't get it.
Question. That's a good
I've
question.
never had
actually.
caraway. Well, actually, wait. Let me look up caraway seed.
Is it the same as rye? I don't know if it's related or similar.
Oh, yeah, that would be in the pizza sometimes. Yeah.
Is it like a protein type thing, you think? Maybe?
No, it can't be.
Caraway.
Caraway properties.
Health benefits.
I'm gonna look up pizza. Oh, it's potentially toxic too. All right, let me see.
How lovely.
Pizza.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up in pizza.
In pizza. Well, it says caraway seed separately by themselves. They're high in antioxidants. They support digestive health, promote weight loss, and help fight cancer cells. I don't know how accurate that is in greasy school pizza, but it's there. They're there.
No, you know what I think it is? I'm seeing lots of legitimate pizza recipes with caraway seed, right? And so they were like, pizza, they took a recipe and they said, well, pizza has caraway seed in it. But I don't think it was processed properly, or it was two chunks of caraway seed when it should be like maybe ground to a powder and you don't use that much. It's probably supposed to be a light flavor, but I get these big wads of caraway seed flavor and it was so disgusting. I was just like, I don't want this.
It's like when you bite into ginger.
It's too much sometimes.
It's just too much. Or garlic.
I could bite into garlic. You know,
Really?
I like raw garlic. Okay. So I like tostones. Do you guys know what tostones are? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, tostones are green bananas and they're very savory. They're almost like potatoes. And so you cut them, you fry them on both sides, and then when they're all soft, you smash them flat and then you fry them again, and they're extra crispy. They're almost like potato chip kind of flavor. And so what my family would do is they'd rub raw garlic on it. So they'd be like really like spicy with the garlic, but really like it would soak in the potato chip kind of flavor. So I can eat garlic like that, and then if you roast garlic, it becomes like candy. It's like really sweet. It's really soft. My dad made like a 40 clove chicken garlic once, where he just crammed all these cloves. Yeah, he just crammed chicken in a crock pot with like all these cloves of garlic, and it was so good because you would mush out the garlic on really crunchy toast and spread it on there. Have a bite of that with some like chicken. It was really good.
No, I love that stuff.
And I like mofongo too. You guys know what mofongo is?
I've heard of it. I've never had it. I've always wanted to though.
So mofongo is like the mashed potato version of plantains. So like I said, green plantains are starchy. It's when they turn yellow, they become sweet and they become candy-like when you fry them up. So when they're green, they're starchy, and you can make a mashed potato kind of out of them. That's mofongo. If I'm saying that correct, I don't know.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
No.
But yeah, plantains. I love it when they fry it up with a little bit of sugar and they have it with and unfortunately they closed down, but there's this restaurant not too far from where I live that did like these plantains that were like fried, and they had this like vanilla sauce vanilla bean sauce that they would have with them. And my god, it was
I wish I could make that for you, lady. I would love to introduce you to the world of plantains, because I think they're pretty inoffensive. I can't imagine anyone not liking sweet or savory plantains. They're both good for different reasons.
Yeah, I have plantains before. But the ones my grandma would make, she would just cut up some plantains, fry them with a little bit of sugar, and it would be like a little candy snack we'd have in the afternoon.
Okay, so you had the sweet ones.
The sweet ones.
And then Haru Haru says fried yuca is so good. What's funny is I used to hate yuca.
Yes, yuca!
I used to hate yuca because my mom would throw yuca in soup. And I always thought I was about to get a bite of potato, and I'd get this flavorless, stringy yuca. and I'd be like, "This
Aw.
isn't a fucking potato," and I get like mad.
Aww.
But
Oh.
now that I'm older, I go to a Cuban place and they fry up the yuca with like a garlic sauce, and it's so good. It's the texture's good. It's got So now I love yuca, and you know what else I love? Do you guys know about Puerto Rican tamales, which are pasteles?
I think so. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
so yeah, you take the green banana I told you about, and you mix it with yuca, and you mix it with pumpkin, and you make this dough, and when you boil up the tamale, it has like a really like gelatinous kind of like dough exterior, but it tastes floury and flavorful, and you have a little bit of soy sauce and hot sauce. It's so good. I for Christmas I started making it my own tradition to cook them again because my grandma used to make them, and she used to stock the freezer with them. When I come over, I'd have a pastela with some rice. It was so good, and I miss it, and so now I cook it every Christmas.
That
I make
sounds
a
so
shit ton of them.
comfy.
Yeah.
Sounds so comfy.
That's nice. Aww.
This is like unrelated. This is like from comfy foods to just like back to like school lunch foods. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
That's fine.
I
Bring us back,
remember.
bring us back.
Oh no, it's all good. We could talk about like carnival food for all I care. Food is food.
Food is food. Amen to that.
Oh. I remember this like distinct memory of this one girl I knew in like middle school to high school, and she would drench everything. Oh, I remember this memory popped up when you started talking about like mixing like food sculptures. It reminded me of this one girl I knew who just loved drenching, and I mean drenching, like her tray overfilled with ranch dipping sauce. It doesn't matter what.
I'll barf if I see
It didn't matter.
it.
It didn't matter what it was with. It could have been with like pizza. It could have been with anything. If it was on a sandwich, it's just the sandwich is gone. The bun is barely keeping afloat. Like,
I'm gonna barf a little bit now just thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The smell.
Watching her have lunch just kind of always made me lose my appetite.
Like stuff like that. That's the stuff you'd see in like the grade school, middle school lunch cafeterias, and like when I would see it, it's like any appetite I have is gone now.
Yep. And then you smell that. The kid smells like fucking ranch. It's so gross. Ranch flavored kid.
To counter her ranch, I would like have like a fresh orange with me to just like peel and open. And I remember this one time after lunch, we had biology class, and we were talking about like the aroma of like stuff and how like why things have like aromas. And this girl just said, "Oh, you mean like how Lae Dee smells like oranges every time after lunch because she eats an orange?" And I'm like, "You smell like stinky ranch. Like, shut up." Like,
I would take orange smell over most smells in the world. I love orange smell. I
smell
have an
fruity.
imagery. Yeah, I like that about you. So I imagine taking an ice cold orange out of the fridge, putting my thumb into the sun-kissed navel orange. It's got the thick rind, and then just peeling it and seeing that spark of moisture just come out, and you smell that spice of the orange rind, and the juice, and that's a good fucking smell.
It's a good smell. It's a natural air freshener.
So, lady, I'd like to say that you grew up smelling pretty good.
heck yeah.
And
I mean, I take that over ranch, but like, I held my tongue.
That ranch kid,
I held my tongue.
I wonder how they're doing now with the
Ranch
stench
kids,
of
where are
ranch.
they now?
Probably sipping like a gallon of ranch.
Ah! You
I
know-
think like at graduation, they still like was really like a heavy lover of ranch, and I would like I think I legit asked them once. I was like, "Isn't that disgusting?" It's like you don't have to be a hater, and I'm like, "No, it's just gross."
It's just a wad of gooey whites. So I have a little bit of respect for ranch because like what goes in it I think is like kind of cool. I like the flavor of ranch sometimes. I don't like the creaminess. So okay, my I'll tell you a ranch thing I love. I like cordon bleu. You guys don't know what cordon bleu is, I'll tell you real quick. Basically you take chicken breasts and you fry them up, and in the middle you have ham and cheese. But my aunt would season the outside of the chicken with the flour and ranch dressing packets.
Oh.
And that would taste phenomenal because it brings some tanginess of the buttermilk and it's kind of herbiness from the herbs in there. But I know buttermilk is really important in ranch. And then what kind of herbs are in it? Like parsley or something? You know?
Something like that. Like some kind, it's like I imagine dill's in there somewhere. I think.
You know, that's the most. I think it's the most popular American sauce. Like out of any sauce, ranch was made in America. I'm pretty sure, and it was, Hidden Valley owns the recipe for ranch, and
That's
it's
such a sus name.
It did.
Like when I think about it, like where'd you get that? Hidden Valley. Oh.
Yeah, what happens in the valley? Why is it hidden?
Why is it hidden?
Bad stuff happen there?
You remember the Hidden Valley commercials where it's like the fair, but instead of like carnival foods and stuff like that, it's all people just dipping vegetables into like ranch sauce?
That's why I used to think ranch was super healthy for you. Because the ads were all about like dipped vegetables. I didn't like doing anything else with ranch.
I think as a kid I liked it, but now I'm like, I'm really particular about what white gooey stuff I put in my
Same. Do you feel the same way about like chocolate syrup?
Yeah, I'm particular about it. I'll tell you, the best way to have chocolate syrup is in a black and white milkshake. That's when I like it. So black and white milkshake is basically vanilla with a little bit of chocolate syrup in it. And that's my favorite way to have chocolate syrup.
I remember growing up, I had a lot of chocolate syrup, but that's because I had a lot of chocolate milk growing up. Like, that used to be my drink of choice. And so we'd always make it with Hershey's chocolate syrup.
What about Tang? To represent Tang.
Oh,
the astronaut drink.
I never had Tang. I saw the commercials, but I never.
Okay.
I knew the commercials a lot, but I never had
the chocolate syrup.
So no, Tang is orange drink, but it's powdered, and so you mix it into your glass, and then you'd have like sand at the bottom of your glass, and it would taste
like orange Kool-Aid.
It would taste like orangish, but not really. It was nothing like real orange. But they were like, that's what the astronauts drink. They bring it into space because it's dry.
I see. Yeah, every time I remember like every time I use chocolate syrup now, I remember as a kid, I loved chocolate syrup. Like couldn't get me to not have it. But now like I recently had like chocolate syrup in my ice cream and I like tasted it. I was this tastes a little rotten. This tastes expired.
Oh wait. So okay, did you have Hershey's chocolate syrup?
I'm pretty sure that was what they used.
You're actually right. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But when it comes to Hershey's chocolate, the milk is a little bit spoiled on purpose.
Really?
And you get a little, and so when you have a little Hershey's, you have a Hershey's bar. It's a little bit tangy, and it tastes a little bit different. And so other countries, and if you're not used to Hershey's chocolate, it will taste like vomit to them. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with this?" Because the milk is a little bit off.
Really?
But that's what the recipe was, and people got used to that. And maybe I'm wrong. But
I got unused to it.
Let me double check. I'm gonna fact check myself.
I haven't had Hershey's
because I know that Hershey's
tends
to taste like waxy, and I remember that's the thing that people don't like about it. But I never the split.
Okay, so here I got an article and says, "You ever wonder why British chocolate tastes better than sweet treats?" Blah blah blah. The founder of Hershey's had a very unconventional ingredient in his first batch of product. The main reason that Hershey's has a unique taste is because the milk that the American manufacturer uses. When Milton Hershey first began producing chocolate, he noticed the dairy product he was using he had curdled slightly. Instead of wasting the sour milk, he decided to dehydrate it and continue with production. After buyers fell in love with the unconventional recipe, Hershey decided to keep the product as is. So, yep, it was a little bit curdled. They dehydrated the thing to kill whatever bacteria. And that's why people who are used to chocolate in other countries that aren't like that are like, this tastes like barf. What is wrong with this?
What is wrong with you?
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of foods like that, I think.
Well, it's because I guess is that kind of like what is buttermilk kind of like that too in a way? where it's like a slightly
I
off?
don't think so. I think well, okay. So buttermilk definitely has a higher amount of gastrointestinal bacteria, like yogurt.
Mhm.
It's probably like a
Oh.
little bit like yogurt. And so it's funny because my body does not process that bacteria very well, and I get really sick if I have straight up buttermilk. If I have like buttermilk pancakes or buttermilk anything that didn't cook that bacteria and kill it, I get really sick if I have it. So I don't. I like buttermilk flavor is okay, but I avoid buttermilk usually because of that. But it's like it's akin to yogurt. I think it's high in gut bacteria.
Oh.
Kimchi, I'm fine with.
I love
I'm fine-
kimchi.
Kimchi
kimchi.
actually never gives me a problem intestine wise, but that also has good gut bacteria.
Yeah. The healthy probiotics.
Yeah, probiotics. Hey, you got the word. That's
Yeah.
How do you feel about kimchi, lady? Did you have it as a kid ever?
Not as a kid, but like and like as now, like in recent years, I've had kimchi and I really like it.
Yeah.
For the same reason that like no one else I know likes it because it's too spicy for them. And I'm like,
to me, it's spicy pickles.
Kid.
It's a
Spicy
pickle.
pickles? It's a
It's
pickle.
like a-
Oh,
it's a
well,
pickle.
yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I do know though, if you make your own kimchi, I know I think it's correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not Asian, but I think a lot of Asian families have a separate fridge for kimchi.
Yep.
Like they have kimchi fridge. Is that true?
Well, that or it's like in a very because it smells.
Yeah.
It
It
smells.
smells.
They'll make other things in your fridge smell like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So kimchi is just it's pickled cabbage.
Mhm.
It's much like sauerkraut, much like pickles, but they use
Gochujang.
gochujang. Okay, so tell us about that. Do you know? Can you tell us about?
So
'Cause
that's
I don't know.
So basically, what it's like gochujang and other spices. I don't know if it's exactly gochujang, but it like uses the same spices as it, and it's kind of like it's like a Korean spicy sweet sauce type thing, where it's like chili peppers and sugar and like other ingredients. And it's also, I think it's also beans is the other part of it too. I might be wrong on that one, but it's like this thick, spicy, fermented thing that you put on, and you put that in kimchi, and that kind of gives it that signature spicy, pickly, fermenty flavor.
I really like
flavor.
it. I really like
go
it when
ahead.
you mix the kimchi with like some fish cakes and some radishes.
yeah.
It's super good.
Yeah, or when you put it in like tteokbokki.
Tteokbokki.
What's tteokbokki?
Tteokbokki.
It's like these,
Rice cake.
go ahead. Yeah, it's like these rice cakes, and you have them like this gochujang sauce with kimchi and stuff like that, and fish cakes, and it's like hot and chili.
Oh, the really good
and,
ones have like
it's
cheese.
Yeah, and you can put cheese on it.
Yeah.
It's like this cheesy, chewy, spicy goodness, and
Is it-
Allow me
is it
to
something-
daydream on you.
Is that something you make at home or something you get in a restaurant? Or
You
I get
can.
it in a You can make it at home. I've only had it in restaurants. I don't have a lot of experience making Korean food, but so I've always had it in restaurants.
I think
I
it's
did-
pretty. Yes.
Oh, I did have something similar to it. There's a barbecue chicken place here, but it's not barbecue at all. It's a Korean fried chicken place, but they call it barbecue chicken.
Ooh.
And they
Ooh.
have a soup that has the fish cakes in it, and they're like little big thick noodle fish cakes. They look like Tootsie Rolls or something. And
Yeah.
they're floating around in this like lava sauce that's like
Yeah,
bright
yeah, yeah.
orange.
Mm.
And yeah, is that like related?
I think that's similar. I think it's similar
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
Okay, that stuff was good. It was cheesy and spicy and had fish cake in it.
Mm.
And so
Mm.
I was just like, this is like, if I was a kid, this would gross me out. But as an adult, the flavors are really good. The texture's really good. And this is like a new food that I like. I'm a little, I'm not used to it, so I don't want it a lot of the time. But a little serving of it, I enjoy.
Really nice
Mm.
tteokbokki. Is within it has the cheese, but also the boiled eggs inside.
Yes, the boiled eggs. It's like a slight. I think it's like a brown sugar thing also in there too, because it's like a slightly sweet sauce,
hmm
and that's really makes it that flavor.
Oh, they're saying that is tteokbokki, just prepared differently.
Oh.
Okay. So I did have it.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I like that flavor. It's a good flavor. You know what So for me, I would love that on like a fucking freezing cold day just to heat up my body. You know?
It's a good winter food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also like that in like jjigae, which is kind of like same kind of flavor profile, but it's more of a soupy sauce type thing. And like you have it with soft tofu. And it's like, and the tofu absorbs it, and you have like an egg, especially like seafood jjigae, where it's like it has like shrimp and like squid and clams and mussels in it. It's like, ooh.
Can you imagine if they served that stuff in school?
Oh my god!
I wouldn't trust it.
I wish. I mean, yeah, they probably couldn't trust it. Well, if you cook it down enough, maybe. Like, as long as it's not serving like something that's half cooked or something like that.
You know what?
That's why I feel a little safe.
If it's not a local staple, I won't trust it. Like in in like K dramas or like whenever like I see like the lunches from my like Filipino cousins or whatever, that shit looks nice. It looks fresh. It looks good. It looks delicious. And then I'll show a picture of my like sad, like soggy whole wheat bun, like not soggy like chicken nugget patty or whatever, and they're like, "That's what you ate." They're like, I have rice with like something and some veggies, and I'm like, this is America. Like, I don't know what you think.
You know what's sad? Here, let me show you something. There's I don't know if this is the right thing to show you, but French school lunches look amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was taking French in high school, we saw like a documentary about what they have at school. For lunches and stuff, and I'm like, what the frick? I'm like,
I know.
I'm very envious. I'm looking at French school lunches right now on Google, and I'm like, fuck. Why did they love me? Why wasn't I worth it?
Why wasn't I worth love?
They're getting like really well done. Like, they're not getting soggy canned green beans. I would never touch canned. Yeah, like canned vegetables at school lunches, I would never eat. The soggy carrots and the soggy green beans. Green beans should not be canned.
This is really like my lunch.
Oh, let me see.
Like
when you
like
were
something like
French, that. Is that a French school lunch?
Does this look like good French school lunch? Is this French?
Okay, no. What am I looking at?
That's like something I would have. Like the sad potatoes that would like look like they would be mushy and nice, but then you eat it and it tastes like pencil shavings and it's like sandpaper in your mouth. And then you get the soggy chicken nuggets. You wouldn't even have this. They wouldn't give you that. And in this photo, there's like, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have that piece of bread. And you wouldn't have that side. You wouldn't have this. If you had this, there would be a dead fly in it or the vegetables would be brown. I went to my university. In my university, if you ever touch the salad bar, there's like this like ongoing like joke. They're like, oh, I'll go to the salad bar because that's like the safest thing to eat. And then like you'll see like a bunch of dead flies in the salad bar at my uni. Absolutely disgusting.
I remember school lunches looking kind of like this. I'm sending you a picture. Let me see if I can find some more pictures. I'm looking up school lunch tray and then specific foods. School lunch tray. Let me look up Sloppy Joe.
Like, hold on. So this was what our rib witches looked like. Hold up.
So I have this one from Krimbo.
Yeah, that's in my head. That's what it looks like.
In my head, this is how I remember school lunch. This is Krimbo.
I remember like just the nasty little green beans.
So a green bean. I don't see any green beans in here.
The green. I mean, that's one of them, but you get green beans or lima beans, and they were just not. I feel like they stopped giving kids lima beans. I feel like they gave up on that. Do they still serve lima?
I could taste that.
Yeah.
I could taste that photo. This is bad.
Yeah.
That's
so
accurate.
I don't know if you guys had this, but sometimes for school lunches, they would make hot dog and baked beans. but the thing is that the hot dogs would always be like super wrinkly, and they would look like shriveled up, and so people would call it baked beans and wrinkled old men.
Stop! It's so gross.
Yep.
What is that? What do you mean? Dude, chat, you'd be lucky. You would be lucky if you had just enough sauce that wasn't absorbed by the bread to just like just water your mouth. Cause this shit, that dry as fuck. Dry as hell.
So I will stand by it that I will forever appreciate a sloppy Joe. I just think they're really good. And I want one right now.
Oh. Well, that looks like a really nice sloppy Joe.
Yeah, I make them at home sometimes. I make like little gourmet ones. I put like special peppers in it.
Ooh.
I don't have them very often, but once in a while I'll have a sloppy Joe. I'll make the sauce from scratch and everything.
One thing I tried to remember back in the day was like sloppy Joe on like a baguette, and it was really good.
Hold on, let me try and just fill this. A baguette?
Mm-hmm. Like baguette. Like growing up, if it was available, baguettes were bread of choice in our household.
Oh, in your house.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was like a baguette with like a,
No,
like a sloppy
I
Joe
wish.
baguette. And I was like,
oh my god, if we had baguette at school lunches, oh my god.
dude, I just remember like all the bread being really hard. Like this bread here, like in this, right? This thing right here, that shit, that would sound like a rock. Like I'd get that, it would look nice. It wouldn't be nice.
And it would be like wrapped up in plastic, and you could see like the water droplets in it.
It's sad.
It's sad. It's very
see.
sad.
Let me get the sloppy Joe. I've lost your sloppy Joe. Oh, found it.
You got lost in the slop.
These look good. These look really good. We were talking just before stream about like sloppy Joes and how like Krimbo makes sloppy Joes, and I was like, I bet your sloppy Joes are the best.
I'll make a good sloppy. There's you know what's funny though? A sloppy Joe is different in like certain delis. Like I think it's here, let me look it up. It's a different kind of sandwich.
This is a sloppy Joe I remember. Oh, sorry, I'm covering you.
It's amazing how much of a difference lighting makes for food.
I know, right? But this is the real reality, okay? You sit on your table because that school lunch room is not like nicely lit, so this is what you're getting.
It's like the linoleum walls and like the fluorescent light.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I'll get my sloppy Joe. Oh, you keep your sloppy Joe, Krimbo.
And if you're curious, this is the original sloppy Joe. So if you go to some places, this is what you get instead.
Oh, that's interesting. That looks like a club sandwich, kind of.
Yeah, I think it's got Russian dressing in it. I'm not sure.
Oh, like Thousand Island.
I think it's that, but I'm double checking.
Wait, what's that?
That's a sloppy Joe.
That's a sloppy Joe?
Yep. That's an old school sloppy Joe.
Really?
Yeah, that's like ancient sloppy Joe, which is I was fascinated that there was a sloppy Joe that wasn't anything like what I knew.
Yeah, that's like
almost like a Dagwood sandwich.
It looks like a croque monsieur.
So let me see what's in it. Looks like
reminds me of a croque monsieur.
It's almost giving me like Monte Cristo vibes.
Oh, that looks thick and rich.
It's got coleslaw and Russian dressing.
Oh,
which honestly, I would love to enjoy a sandwich like this, but I hate mayonnaise, and coleslaw and Russian dressing both have mayonnaise. Basically, I would make this entire sandwich just skip the mayo. Like I'll make dressing with something other than mayo, or coleslaw with something other than mayo. Like oil and vinegar is fine, but yeah, that's too much mayonnaise on a sandwich for me. I hate it.
American food looks really greasy, to be honest. It is. It's greasy and dry all at the same time.
Yeah. It's greasy so you can put the dry food down your gullet. because otherwise you'll choke.
Whoa, what's this one?
This is a Monte Cristo. This is like
Oh!
it's turkey and
It's
ham
good.
and Swiss, and like sometimes they'll put jam on it, and it's like they cook it French toast style. So it's like the bread soaked in like a custard, and then they fry it, and then they usually put powdered sugar on it.
It's crazy because it's both a dessert and like a lunch. It's like two things at the same time.
Is that jam or ketchup?
An affront to
It's
nature.
jam.
It's jam. It's raspberry jam or it's
Oh,
strawberry
that
jam.
sounds
whatever.
amazing. Sweet, savory. Oh.
Yeah, it's
Have you never had one?
savory and fried.
I've had like a bagel version of it,
Okay.
but not
'Cause,
like
yeah, I
an actual
recommend
like one.
this. Especially when they have like an expensive cheese on it, like a Gruyere or something.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, Gruyere's and Emmentaler cheese is like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for Monte Cristo.
You can usually find them at diners. Is where to go. Is where to get them.
I'll look at the
Lae Dee,
reviews.
how often have you been to New York?
A few times.
Okay. They got some Jewish delis that have like really intense sandwiches, kind of like this. And anytime I go there, I try to go because they give you this huge fucking sandwich the size of your head. And it's amazing. And they give you free pickles, and they're like they're not vinegar pickles. They're like real pickles. Like they actually brine them, and you could taste that they have the probiotics in them. And then you could get matzo ball soup.
Matzo ball soup! Yes!
And I had matzo ball soup today, actually.
You had matzo ball soup? Oh.
And you know, I didn't know. I was eating it. I'm like, what is matzo ball even? Like, what is it made of? And my friend's like, it's crackers.
Yeah, that's his big.
I didn't know that. I was just eating it. And I was like, you know, I didn't know what it was, but I've been eating it.
It's so good. It's it absorbs stuff perfectly. So that's why it's so good in like chicken soups and stuff like that. It's like
I only know of like most foods because of like Food Network, diners, drive-ins, and dines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Guy Fieri.
Flavor blasted.
It's taking you to Flavor Town.
You know, a lot of places I've been I see a little picture of Guy Fieri because he's been there.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's like he'll spray paint a spot on the wall, and it's like Guy Fieri was here.
Yeah. So there's a New York style deli near me that he's been to, and I've been to a place in Baltimore, this is one of my favorite places I've ever been to, and it's a little shack of a place, okay? But they have this big charcoal grill. It's not gas grill. It's not like a stovetop. It is a charcoal grill, and they throw hunks of roast beef on there, and when you order a sandwich, they slice it off, and then they have these like big vats of barbecue sauce, and they got free onions and pickles, and you just get this big fucking charcoal roasted. You can taste the smoke in it. You put a little barbecue sauce, it gets a little sweet. You got the pickles, you got the onions. It's amazing. And yeah, he was there, and it was a really good place.
That's not...
Or you could get like cheese sauce on it, you know, like it was like what Arby's wishes it was.
Arby's.
Yeah, it's what Arby's is based on, but it tastes nothing alike. It's completely different.
So I'm curious, if you've been to Baltimore, have you been to Pickles then? Do you know about Pickles?
Let me look it up because maybe
they're not really a restaurant per se. They're more of a dive bar type thing. And the thing they're known for is pickle shots.
I don't think I've been here because I would have had a pickle shot if I was there.
It's literally just like vodka and their pickle juice, and it's like that's the pickle shot.
Is it Pickles Pub?
Huh?
Is it called Pickles Pub?
It might be
in
Pickles
Camden
Pub.
Yards?
Yeah, it's like by the stadium.
Yeah, it looks like it's a big deal. I'm gonna look at the menu real quick.
I don't know about the food. I just remember good times with the drinks there.
Okay. Oh, they got Old Bay wings with butter.
Oh,
honey.
Old Bay. I can go off on. Oh my god.
Yeah, Old Bay with honey and butter. True.
Dude, French fries at Old Bay. That is like the good stuff.
That's
God.
the premium. That is the premium way to top boardwalk fries, in my opinion. Is Old Bay, and you get a little bit of maybe malt vinegar to dip it in.
Yeah. Also, if you're getting like a crab boil, you put some Old Bay on that. Oh my gosh.
What is Old Bay?
It's like Cajun. Do you know what Cajun spice is, kind of? it's kind of like a Cajun spice, but I'd say there's a little bit more at the paprika side. It's like a little smokier and saltier, in my opinion, and less spicy. It's not as like heat heavy. It's more spice forward.
Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
spice blend with warmth and different notes, and maybe like citrusy stuff and paprika and smokiness. And it's a big seafood deal, especially in like I think like Maryland and Baltimore. Baltimore and what's it called? What's the one up north with the lobsters?
Maine.
Maine, yeah, and down south with the seafood boils. They throw Old Bay into the stock to get that flavor, and so it's a big
Ooh.
seafood southern comfort food spice. You know,
Oh.
you have shrimp with it. Did you have lobsters? I don't think you.
Yeah, and hush puppies.
Hush puppies, yeah, but
Ooh.
it's good. It's you could put it on a lot of surprising things.
You could honestly put it on pretty much anything, and it'll be really good.
I feel like I'm missing out on a flavor profile here.
I think you should try
I gotta
it.
be on the lookout
I recommend
now.
it. I highly recommend it.
If you could get you know what? Just buy yourself a little tin of Old Bay, and then either take it with you or order some really good fries.
Sneak it in your pockets. Walk out.
Go to
the purse-sized ones.
Yeah, go to any restaurant that has the best fries you could get in your area. Sprinkle a little bit of that on that, and to try it out, I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Old Bay potato chips are good. Yeah.
Speaking of spices, I remember when I was traveling to Australia once, they have their kind of version of that is a stuff called chicken salt. And it's literally like chicken bouillon in a salt form, and you put it put it on fish and chips and fries and stuff like that, and it gives me. It's so good. Like I'm shocked that we don't have more of it around the world. It's like chicken stock in like a flavor in like in a salt form, and you just put it on top of fries and stuff like that, and it's so good. It just
adds like a link?
Yeah.
I think I'll order some chicken salt.
Chicken salt.
I've been amassing spices for like when I just want a spice, and I have a huge thing of Old Bay. I recently bought a whole thing of dehydrated tomato because I was just like, I could probably make my own Dorito flavor if I had dehydrated tomato and dehydrated cheese and then whatever spices. Because I was like, I want to make my own Dorito flavor and put it on some things, you know.
There's a link to some of it down there. And that's just like one of the few varieties of it.
Oh, thank you. Cybernetic in chat says, I remember visiting this little burger shack on the beach in San Diego when I was down for my cousin's wedding, and the use of fresh sea salt in the fries made a world of a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I think I have had Old Bay before, actually. Looking at the packaging for it, I'm like, yeah, that looks familiar.
Yeah, that tin is iconic.
It's so iconic. Yes.
Like that tin is like childhood to me.
I used to play with it.
Seasoning.
The tin or the spice?
The tin.
Oh,
when the tin was empty, I would put like little figurines in it, or I would use it to carry like a candy or something. Because I liked boxes, and I liked miniature things, and I liked I was obsessed with that kind of stuff as a kid. And so
That's
I
cute.
had I used to play with boxes.
I used to do that
cute.
with cookie tins. Like back like whenever they'd have like those Danish butter cookies and like those European cookie tins, like I would always ask for the tin so I could like store stuff in it.
You know, I remember making a little paper figure of a little man, and making a little paper furniture and putting it in a matchbox and having a little tiny like man I kept with me.
Oh,
that's so cute. I love that.
like your own little Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was too old when was it? It was at Polly Pocket. It was Max something?
Mighty Max or Mini Max?
Yeah, it was Mighty Max. Mighty Max.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's so cool. I wish I had that when I was younger. But I was just like, I'm too old. I'm not going to buy myself Mighty Max figure. But now I'm looking back, like, if you look at Mighty Max figurines, they're like the perfect thing to bring to school and lose and be upset. Because
Yeah.
here, let me show you. These are awesome. I kind of want them now. Like, I'm like, is it too late for me? Yeah, here, I'm going to show you.
I see a lot of heads.
Yeah, here, look at this. You'll get it once I send this to you.
Oh, mama.
I remember I had a little Yeah, these things! These
are
so cool!
Oh.
I remember I had a little Polly Pocket locket, and it was like a little gold heart-shaped locket, and when you opened it up, it was like a little house and everything. I lost the dolls a long time. Lost the dolls, but I kept that locket for like the longest time. I remember. Because I just thought it was so
cute.
cool. Yeah!
Yeah, I kind of want to buy a little Mighty Max thing and put it on my desk to play with it a little bit.
That makes so much sense.
I recently got something like that from an antique store. Actually, it was like a little Star Trek thing. It was like the Star Trek logo, but you open it up and it folds out into the Enterprise. And I was like, this is like the stuff I had when I was a kid, and I ended up buying it and taking it home.
Chad, it's a Mighty Max. There's like a little house and everything.
Yeah,
that's actually really cute.
When he was a kid, he's like, it's not a house. We're not playing a house. It's a lab. It's a mad scientist lab with skeleton in it. Like a little
That's
skeleton
really
in
cool because the like the bottom and the top are both like wow.
Yeah, isn't that like really cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of want this one. If I can get it, I want it.
I think a lot of toys growing up were like, there's the boy version of it and the girl version of it, but it's like always the same thing. It was like, girls had easy bake ovens, but boys would have like the monster, like the bug labs with the goo.
Yes, that came to mind exactly. That same example. He's like, great, gummy monsters, and it's like
creepy crawlers. That's right,
yes.
creepy crawlers.
Yeah.
Creepy crawlers.
Oh.
I remember I had an easy bake oven growing up, but I can never get it to work. Like, it would never bake anything.
I wasn't allowed to have it because my mom was like, that thing's gonna explode.
I would have.
She found it very sus. She found that like contraption very sus.
Yeah.
I mean she wasn't wrong.
Not too long ago, they had the chemistry sets that like kids really should not have these kind of chemicals.
Yeah.
You
know?
By the way, Lae Dee, how are we doing on time? How you feel?
I'm feeling good. I mean, we could go for another like 10 or 20 minutes if that's all right, and then we could end it and then go on a raid. Well,
sure, that sounds great. You let us know when you want to wrap it up, and then we'll just keep yapping.
Yeah, we're green light right now. The shut the fuck up meter is on green.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't stop us now. Man. Yeah.
So, speaking of like schoolyard stuff, do you remember I forget who, I don't even know what the artist's name, but there's like this very specific aesthetic that a lot of like calendars, like paper and worksheets had. And it was like, not Lisa Frank. It was a different one because this one had like these tiny little eyes that were kind of like angled at a certain way, big noses, and like these mouths that would like go into like these giant U shapes.
No, I don't know.
What?
Yeah, can you find a picture?
Is it a toy?
It's not a toy. It was like worksheets and stuff like that. It was like a specific. Like I gotta draw it. I'll draw it out really quick. It's like
I know, like maybe the pencil case, like little monster pencil cases.
I remember it was only at schools. Like specifically, it was a thing that it'd be like for like multiplication tables and stuff like that. Like very specifically worksheet related.
Lae Dee, how did you feel about like having like trapper keepers and pencil boxes? Like, how did you feel about those items?
I always had the, hold on, let me see. I could probably find a picture of the one I had. I would always love these. Like, this is, hold on, let me find it. This is exactly what I had. Let me see. Crap, it doesn't want to show because it's not the file OBS likes.
Oh no.
I know.
Can you take a screenshot of it real quick? And then that's what I do when they do that stuff. It's like, oh, this file's not even something I realize what it is. I have to do a quick little screenshot and just yank it over.
Oh,
Such a pain.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I remember Precious Moments little baby-eyed things.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin used to be pen pals, and she used to send me Precious Moments stickers, and I
Aw.
put them on my dresser, and they had been there like forever. You know, I used to have these like little Precious Moments stickers on my furniture because I didn't know where else to put them.
Mama. Okay, I found it. This. They would have like a little one, like a puffy side.
Yeah.
it would be like-
Oh.
It would be like 2 layers, right? So it would be 2 layers. So it would be like it would have like these mini pockets and everything, and like hidden like spaces and stuff.
Did it mean a lot to you? Like, where was it?
Oh,
really
for
attached to
sure.
it? Because I'm looking at it,
Yeah.
I'm like, if I was a kid, I would be attached to that.
When the vinyl started coming off, like the little puffy part, I would cry. I asked my mom to glue it. But yeah, this would be like the inside of it, and it would have this like whenever this like magnet part on the top would like would just click, and it'd make a really nice satisfying sound.
Ooh. Oh, I would be into that. I would
play with that all day.
Oh,
But-
I
so-
did.
This isn't exactly what it was like, but this is like the closest approximation I can make to what it used to look like. And you'd see it on like calendars and stuff like that, and that kind of face you would see on like the sun and clouds and stuff like that. Like everything had this kind of face on it.
Here, I'm gonna find something from my childhood.
I gotta know if anybody else had this.
It does look familiar. A little too familiar.
What is that?
This face.
It was like this art style that you'd see in like
Yes!
grade schools a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely the
Like,
art style.
With the tiny
Mhm.
beady eyes in the middle of it, and like
Yep.
the big mouth that go from side to side, and the nose.
What is that thing about like it reminds me of that one cartoon, like do you remember this one cartoon song that was like teaching kids about like how the bills
Schoolhouse Rock!
Yes!
Schoolhouse Rock, yes! Oh my god!
That reminds me.
I remember
That's
watching
what that reminds me of.
It's got similar vibes. It's got similar vibes
Yeah.
to that.
So
Like, I remember
pretty sure. I'm
like-
pretty sure I had a Trapper Keeper like this. I'm set that along. Go ChiChi.
Ooh. Because I was just because I could go on about Schoolhouse Rock. Because I remember we used to listen to those watch those and listen to those all the time. There was Conjunction Junction. What's your function? And Super Planet Town. She's a galaxy girl. And like there were so many of them. Like ones about like American history and science and the multiplication table ones. I remember a lot. Like 3 is a magic number. And like there were so many of those. And like I remember we used to listen to the albums all the time.
I only know the Bill one because I think that's the only one that I ever.
I'm a bear.
Yeah,
Only a
Bill,
bill.
Bill,
And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
Bill. Oh, I'm just a Bill. Yeah.
Isn't that a rad Trapper Keeper? It's like totally rad
Oh,
to the max,
cool.
dude.
What's a Trapper Keeper?
That's a Trapper Keeper.
What do you put in it?
It would have 3 rings. It'd be a 3-ring
Oh,
binder, and you would put like papers.
binder.
Yeah, binders.
Yeah, you put all your like plans and homework in there, and
Mm-hmm. And the dividers.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember there was like the quote unquote girly opposite side of that one would be like Lisa Frank ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was the easy bake oven version.
I remember when I went to middle school, they started I think their name was like 5 Star, this like brand of school supply stuff, and they always marked it as like the extreme school supply thing. And it was like they were slightly like more kind of grown up looking, but they always marked it like extreme. You can last through all this stuff. It's high quality. And it's just like the only difference is that it had a zipper.
Oh.
You know what that reminded me of? Speaking of like school like supplies and stuff, I remember being always really excited about the bookmobile. You know?
Oh, like the book fair?
Yeah.
Oh, the book fair.
So I remember getting like Goosebumps books. I remember getting cool eraser toppers that would smell. They,
Yeah,
like, have a
yeah,
smell.
the scented erasers!
You would get
like the squishy
stickers.
ones?
Yeah, you would get stickers, and I think once I was so surprised that they sold video games, and I bought a Mega Man game, and I'm gonna show you what that Mega Man game looks like. Yeah, it's a PC Mega Man game that's completely fucked.
It's completely fucked.
Because basically what happened was programming games was like kind of still in its infancy. And so oh god, this screenshot. And so what they did was they were like, we want to sell Mega Man on the computer. And this company startup says we could do it. And this one guy was really good at just taking apart the code and learning from it, and then making his own version of it. And he was actually really talented, but it would always come out jank because he was making his own art, he was making his own music, and so it would be like a total knockoff. But he would learn by looking at their game.
So he like made his own bootlegs.
Yeah. And so like I got this game, and it looks ridiculous. It's like
that's
super
amazing. That's beautiful.
Mega Man.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But I got that in a book fair, and I was like, "You could buy a Mega Man game." And I remember playing it. I'm like, "This game's awful." I was like, "I don't like this at all." But there's a documentary about the guy who worked on these, and so I thought it was really cool.
Sonic be looking a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
I love
though.
Mega Man's face down there, like he's like, I don't know.
Hey, he's like, you know, we're knockoffs. Or like the Family Dollar.
It's
the great value version. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, bootleg as fuck. Exactly.
Uma.
But yeah, I actually remember. I miss being that excited, as I was at the book fair thing.
Yeah.
Just like ordering, like, oh, I'm gonna get so many cool things.
I got sea monkeys from the book fair. I remember.
You got sea monkeys?
Yeah, I got they never worked, but I remember ordering them from the book fair.
Probably because they were dead by then.
Yeah, they were. Probably
But
dead.
I had them once. And they were alive. And I remember being really disappointed because I gotta show you this. This is something I gotta gripe. You kids don't know what we went through. You don't know the disappointment that this was. Let me
sea monkey?
show you. Yeah. I'm gonna show you, and you're gonna understand. Yeah, put this on screen, and I'll tell you. Let me find another picture. Let me see. Is there any more pictures that are good? I mean, that's basically it.
They got such a nuclear family of sea monkeys.
Yeah, and so what would happen is, as a kid, they sold you sea monkeys with these illustrations, and I thought, I'm gonna have a whole civilization at my beck and call. I'll be like a god. And so I would like get the sea monkeys thinking they were gonna be sentient and they could talk to me and they could be my friends. And they were barely alive. They were basically gnats in the water.
They're like gnats.
Shrimp. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gnats in the water.
I'm so fucking disappointed.
Man, it was heartbreaking, man.
I remember I never fell for the sea monkey one. I kind of just got like the one where it just had like a let's see. I could probably find it. Hold on.
I was like 6. I didn't know. Thought they would be my friend. South Park Mega Man. The weird ass show? You mean like the Snorks? Or is there actually a sea monkey show? I think there might have been a sea monkey show.
There might have been. I feel like that's definitely something they would have made. But
it's got to be nightmare fuel of a cartoon.
Oh, absolutely.
You still got blow pens? That sounds really familiar.
Blow pens! I love I had blow pens growing up. I remember they were like, these are blends that they're like blending, and it's like you could do airbrush art with them, and like it would always, and like I think I was blowing them too hard because it would always come out kind of wet whenever I would blow into them. And so it would look more like kind of sprayed wet art than like airbrush art.
I had this exact one. Hold on. Fuck, I can't. I have to think of a freaking screenshot of it. These guys are so stingy. Because I once again, I was like a little kid that was like, mine doesn't look like a child's toy. It looks like an adult toy, so I'm really cool. Like my freaking me with eating vegetables and stuff. I'm not like other kids. Oh.
Can I bring up something from my childhood that's
Yes.
tangentially related to something what's it called? Bad?
Oh,
Go.
sure.
Go for
Okay,
it.
you check it because it's your channel. So when I was a kid, I always wanted, I could never get it, was a Fat Albert pen.
Oh.
If you know Fat Albert. 'Cause,
Yes. Hey,
yeah,
hey.
Yeah.
the dude that will not be mentioned would draw with a pen on TV, and the pen would make noises as he was drawing. It would go uta, 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 or I don't remember what the sound was, but it would make these wacky noises. I was like, I like to draw. Imagine how good of an artist I would be if I had a pen that made wacky noises. I would be so much better of an artist. And I never got that pen. I think they made it. I think they made it, but at that point it was too late. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Oh. What's it called? That was me with the Blue's Clues crayons. The Blue's
what?
Clues crayons? Like Blue's Clues crayons and the notepad?
Yeah.
There's just something about it. I was like, if I had that notepad, if I had that
Right?
giant crayon, I would be an amazing artist.
Yeah. It's like the simple stuff you see on TV because of the way it looks. It's just like, I want that now.
I would
It's
have.
funny. It's funny when you're like, you're not a well-versed artist and you think all the power is in the tool,
Yeah.
not in your head. You know,
Muscles?
It's funny. It's just
Nah.
like, yeah.
Practice? Nah.
They're like, no. There's what brushes you're using, dude. I could be as good as you if I had your brushes. I remember reading Rainbow. That song is fucking baller. I will
Rainbow?
never.
Oh,
yeah.
reading Rainbow, yeah.
Yeah.
I can fly twice as high.
Oh,
Take
so
a
this
look.
is-
It's an
In
apple.
a book, a reading rainbow.
Bo.
Oh, you gotta do this next part. Can you do this next part?
I can go anywhere.
I'm so good at it.
Da, 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 reading rainbow.
Reading
We're like your backup dancer.
Yeah.
We're the echo in the back.
But speaking of like kids and stuff, like, did you guys get this when you were younger? Did you guys
The
get
art
these
set?
things? Yeah, these art sets.
I did get one art set.
Yes.
And I felt, and mine came in like a wooden case.
Yeah,
And I
mine
felt
would
like
come in
markers
wooden
were
case.
always dry. The markers were always dry
Yeah.
in these friggin' things.
If your
felt
kid asked for this as like a child, you know they're gonna grow up to be like an art student or something,
Oh,
or like
yeah.
anything like with a professional in the arts. This was the shit.
This was the shit growing up.
Always the shit. But this was my sea monkeys. They weren't called sea monkeys. They were Smithsonian prehistoric sea monsters.
These are the ones I had too.
Yes.
Yes. These are my sea monkeys. Ah! I remember these.
Ye-
Except, well,
I
they're
didn't have a
basically sea
family.
monkeys.
Yeah, they are the same thing. They're pretty much the same thing, but
Yeah.
they don't.
I'm-
They didn't lie to me.
Yeah, but I remember the reason I wanted them so bad was because they always talked about them in cartoons and stuff like that. I was like, I need to get this then. Then I can be closer to being cartoons.
Oh,
show
I
you-
just thought about like torturing them. I was like,
I'll be surprised if anyone knows what this is. I'll be very surprised. But check this out. This is a toy I got as a kid. It's called the talking computer. Okay.
what?
And I remember actually being able to do pixel art on this. It was like the first
Oh, cool.
It looks like a calculator.
It's like a digital Etch-a-Sketch kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe it was this one. I think it might have been this version of it.
Oh.
But it would talk. And I remember playing, what was it called? Hangman. I played Hangman, and I would do pixel art on it. And I would do like it just had all these like little computer games for kids. It was like really cool. And I think it was probably one of the toys that made me smarter because it was effectively doing homework at a grade like kindergarten, first grade level, but I would do homework for fun on it. You remember that Phantasm Night? Yeah, Hangman was dope. Yeah, I remember when you get like horse, you get the H and the E and like, I think this is horse.
Speaking of toys when you were kids, this not as robust as what you had, but I remember this being like the shizzle when I was a kid. It's these little, it was a little sit and spin. Literally, all you do is that you sit on it and you spin the top, and it just spins you around. And I remember loving the heck out of this thing when I was a kid. I was like real little at this time, but I remember like being like, "This is like the awesomest thing ever."
Yeah, we're doing all the greatest hits, all the foods, all the toys.
Play school.
Do you know? In second grade, I made a crossbow.
What?
I made a crossbow that shot pencils.
What? How?
I had a tube from. I found a tube from we were in the playground and I found a piece of a plastic gun. It was a toy gun, but it was like the shaft of it that you could put a pencil in. And it's like, what can I do with this? And so I duct taped like a ruler to it, and I put a big rubber band on it, and you would pull back the rubber band and put a pencil and would shoot it down the chute, and I could shoot people with a crossbow at school.
That's oh my god!
I don't think I got in trouble or anything because I kept it pretty hidden, but it probably fell apart like on the second or third day of me playing with it.
I remember when I was in grade school, there was like this big oak tree that was growing out of like this little ravine that was by a fence, and I remember I found like I think it was like it was like the top part of like this metal chain fence. But I remember finding and thinking like, whoa, I found like some ancient artifact of some lost civilization. Because it was like all old and rusted over.
Yeah.
And I remember being so proud of finding and being like, whoa, I'm like an archaeologist. But it was literally just the top of the fence. And when I found that, I was like, no, that's not what it is. It's an ancient artifact.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Did y'all play a lot of tetherball when you were in grade school?
I did. And the medicine balls that were I was like, why are these so heavy? Like, how am I supposed to like throw them at people if they're really heavy?
You remember the little crab scooters?
Yes, I was literally just thinking of that. I was just thinking about that, little butt scooters. And like your fingers would always get caught on the wheels.
Oh, I would never go fast enough to do that. I was so cautious.
You're really a careful type, huh, lady?
I was so careful. I didn't even play the monkey bars. I was so cautious as a kid.
I'm getting a really good feel for your personality. You know what? You seem like really smart. You seem like really smart because like a kid that's like knows their own mortality is something like different, you know?
I don't want to crack my neck today.
I was at one point I was climbing trees just to fall out of them. I remember.
You know what?
What?
No. Go continue.
I was climbing a tree and falling into a bush, and thinking the bush will be soft, and I kept doing that over and over. I was fine. I think
bushes
I was really
are not
scraped
soft.
Up. It wasn't, but I didn't get impaled, so I was fine.
Honestly, like I remember the bushes. We had like when I was a kid, there was this place near my friend's house that was like a bush, but on the inside, it was like a little space. And we were like small enough to just sit inside and it'd be like a little like dome. But
it's like a secret fortress.
Yeah, it's like a little mini bush fortress, right? But like that shit, like if we got up, it would hurt. Like the branches would like cut us. It was hard. And then like I'd look at cartoons and I'm like, if I fell on the bush, I would cry. It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had those too growing up. There was like this one park that was near us that was like a really big bush, but it was like really hollow on the inside. And I remember that became like my secret snack spot. And so I would sneak off to it sometimes and just bring food from home and like have a picnic in there.
Oh, I remember when you were talking earlier about the computer thing. That reminded me of that reminded me of this. Where it's like I had this as a kid, but I had this one, but I also had a Bratz one, but it was like
Is it
really
like a
glittery.
coffin? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's Monster High.
It's Monster High.
Oh.
Yeah, and you would like it was like a little mini like game thing, and you would play like little things on it. It was like this, but like small and portable.
Yeah, I had.
It's crazy.
Not anything that cool.
That's crazy though. From this, once upon a time, to then it just becomes handheld.
Yeah. It's like when you think about it, like calculators now, like I don't, like all that stuff is now like on our phones and stuff like that. Because I remember a calculator. That reminds me. Did you guys have to have the TI-80?
Yes.
Yep. The graph calculators that were like friggin' honking huge, and you had to carry it with you to math class.
Yes, they were disgusting. I remember I think in middle school, I don't know how I survived, but like I would always have like a messenger bag, and I would carry like, I feel like it would be like about like 30 pounds worth of textbooks.
Same.
Like that stuff was heavy.
Dude, my back muscles got so ripped from that. Like I
know my shoulder muscles.
Yeah, and like you got these like bulky shoulders because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to carry every book. I was really strong because I was just like carry everything. And oh my god, it was too much. I shouldn't have done that.
Honestly, I should have. I had a roller backpack for a while, but the thing is that the wheels kind of broke off, and so eventually I just had to carry everything. Like that happened every time I got a roller backpack.
I had a system where, like, did you have like lockers in middle school?
Yeah.
But they were like super small. They were like half the size of a locker. I'd have a divider, and I would have this system where it's like, all right, first period class, I have these books on top, and then the other period class, I had these books, and then like they would be like lying down like horizontally, and then like any special like days that I had switched, like classes that were like not every day, but like routinely, like, oh, I only have this class Tuesday, Thursdays, they would be up vertically on the opposite sides. Like I had a system.
You're smart. You're an intelligent kid. I can tell.
You were organized.
Yeah, no, I was never that organized. I never cared.
Unless they made us do it, I would never do it.
Work smarter, not harder.
This is a handheld I got at a yard sale, and I used to play it all the time, and it's so ugly. It's like real fugly.
Is it like digital? Like the screen, or is it like
it's LED? It's like calculator, but it would be bright. There was a bright red light.
Oh, I see.
So it would simulate the soccer net, and then I played it so much I got really good. Like just every time I played, I could score a goal.
Did you guys have like the water ones where it's like you had the buttons on it that was like little jet bubbles, and like you would try to get the rings up on these little hooks?
Yes.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, I remember playing the water games.
Dude, are those even things anymore?
Only in doctor's offices, I think. Because I remember those being a thing like in doctor and dental offices for like kids.
Bruh.
Simpler time.
Can we get a Twitch streamer that speedruns this? Like a pack of these?
Please! Let's go! Let's go!
Oh, bonus 6 changeable arcade games. Wow. Ages 3 and up. Just water for endless on-the-go play. Honestly, dude, you could give that to me now. I would just be doing that for hours.
Yeah.
It's
really alluring. Something about it.
So good.
I think I remember there was something about it. It wasn't exactly that one, but it was like the first handheld game ever was like a little thing where it's like they called it like pigs and truffles, and it was basically this little ball that you had to get to the center of this maze. And apparently, it got so addictive that like they actually like this one time there was like Congress was held up because people were like going into the closets and playing that.
Oh.
Wait, what game is this?
It's like pigs and truffles or something like that.
Pigs and truffles. I'm gonna look this up.
Okay, I searched up pigs and truffles, but I got this adorable little plushie. He's kind of cute looking.
I see really a digital game. I see like a tabletop game. Did that happen with what's it called?
This is the pig I'm getting.
Flappy Bird. Didn't people get obsessed with Flappy Bird?
Oh, that's so cute.
I know he's
so cute.
Wait, is it a mobile game?
Well, it's like a rolling ball game.
Huh.
Oh. Rolling a ball game, pigs and truffles?
I think that's what it was called. It was like... But
Yeah,
I'm all getting digital stuff.
Yeah, I'm all getting digital. We live in a society.
We do. Speaking of school lunches and society, I'm getting hungry. Whoosh, yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about school lunches and stuff
We've been
like
talking
that.
about school lunches. That we need to get our own lunches. I remember.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah.
So I can close today's school lunches and nostalgia talk. Lots of
Yay.
nostalgia talk. Very fun.
Lots
very
of
up there.
nostalgia talk.
That was really fun. I really enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
I loved it.
Well, thank you for hanging out. If you guys
Thank you
have
for
anything,
inviting me.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
if you have anything, any plans on your streams or any events coming up, feel free to say it now. Advertise yourself. Self-sponsor. Go.
Oh. Would you like to go first, Krimbo?
Go. Go. Go.
Tomorrow and Friday, I'm playing Hunt Showdown. There's an event. I'm playing a lot of Hunt Showdown. So if you don't like Hunt Showdown, I don't have anything for you. But Monday, I plan to have a bunch of new Stream Loots cards with a bunch of effects, including I just did. You can see it on my Twitter. I had bad endings, and now I have my first good ending effect. So in my stream, you could get a good ending.
Oh.
Yeah.
The head pat. It turned out so good.
I'll praise you, and I'll head pat you if you happen to earn a good ending from me.
That's so awesome.
Nice. Anything going on with you, ChiChi?
Yeah. So in terms of streaming stuff, that's a little bit up in the wind. But in terms of stuff I got now, I'm selling a plush. I got a plushie campaign going on right now.
Saw
It looks great.
It looks so huggable and puntable and huggable.
Yeah. And if we sell enough of them, they can be made real, and then people can get them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely go check it out.
Go order one now.
Go order them.
Go be in the Krimbo stream and order your huggable, lovable ChiChi. Let's see. How do we rate today? Guys, got anyone? Anyone to recommend my way?
Let me see.
Ooh,
Sure.
there's a bunch right now.
Yeah, let me okay. There is Rail's on. Rail Hungry.
Oh yeah.
And she's very good vibes. I feel very safe recommending Rail.
Could you put the name in the chat text?
There is the name for you.
Oh, thank you! Alright.
She's doing art club with Long Furby. I think she's making a Long Furby.
Oh wow.
I don't know what she's doing. She's doing some kind of craft stuff. She's got like her table all set up.
Love it. Alright, let me make sure Okay! Red set! Let's go! Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out! We are now going to do a lovely raid! Gonna raid Rail! They're making long Furbies. I already a prob. I already a prob. All right. Well, thank you for hanging out, everyone. Bye bye.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you around.
See you around. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.